What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Profs Huddle. I'm Joe Casano.
And I'm Brooke McGuigan. Coming up, we have big NJAC championship wins, NCAA Tournament play, and basketball tip-off. Profs Huddle starts right now.
First up, we take a look at the Rowan men's soccer team, who have been red hot, earning themselves a spot in the NJAC championship against TCNJ on November 8th. The Lions traveled to Rowan for this one, and just like their last matchup, which ended the regular season on October 29th, this was a hard-fought defensive battle. Rowan had multiple close chances early, but just couldn't capitalize, of course getting Johnny Troiano involved, along with senior midfielder Jason Berrigan, who both had multiple early shots, but to no avail. TCNJ also had some good looks, but the way senior goalkeeper Travis Holliday has been playing lately, an early goal for TCNJ seemed like a tall task. Then, in the 31st minute, the Profs had a corner kick, as senior midfielder Davide Caputo launched one out to grad student Evan Schlotterbeck, going up to get that one, sneaking it right past TCNJ's goalkeeper, giving Rowan the 1-0 lead. Then, later on in the second, all of Rowan held their breath after a TCNJ free kick went off not one head, not two heads, not three heads, but 5 players' heads inside the box, until it was finally kicked out of bounds by TCNJ's Massimo Rodillo. Rowan was able to hold on to the 1-0 lead for the rest of the match, winning the NJAC championship for the second year in a row. Travis Holliday was magnificent in this one, posting his 3rd straight shutout, which marked number 5 on the year. Holliday didn't allow a single goal throughout the NJAC playoffs, earning 12 saves through 3 games. As for Rowan head coach Scott Baker, this game marked his 5th straight NJAC championship appearance, leading the Profs to win the title in 3 of the last 4 years. Rowan also earned the league's automatic bid to the NCAA Tournament, their 8th appearance under Baker. Rowan traveled to Connecticut to take on Bridgewater State in the first round of the NCAA Tournament this past Saturday, November 15th. Johnny Troiano's second half goal gave the Profs the lead as they were able to hold on and take the W to move on to the second round of the NCAA Tournament, where they then faced number 11 ranked Wesleyan. Junior back Carol Asanji picked up 1 goal for Rowan in the 43rd minute, followed by Troiano with another in the 46th minute, his 19th of the year, helping to propel the Profs to a 2-0 victory. Rowan will now travel to Virginia on November 22nd to face Emory University in the 3rd round of the NCAA Tournament. This marks Rowan's first trip back to the Sweet 16 since 2019, really being driven by Travis Holliday, who's now posted 5 straight shutouts as the Profs prep to make an even deeper run into the playoffs.
As for the women's team, they secured a bid into the NCAA Tournament despite their 4-3 penalty kick loss to Montclair in the NJAC Championship. And it seems like they took the tradition of PKs with them into regionals. The Profs traveled down to Christopher Newport on Saturday, November 15th for their first regional matchup against number 16 Misericordia. The game was scoreless until the 64th minute when Olivia Giordano made it 1-0 Profs with her 14th goal this year. But the Cougars countered in the 76th minute as Alyssa Steenback headed a corner kick off the left post to tie up the game. The game went into double overtime and then a penalty shootout, and Elena Corson won that battle, sending the Profs to the second round for their first time since 2022. Unfortunately, Rowan fell in their next game against Penn State Harrisburg when the Lions' Kylie Yap netted the game winner with just a little over a minute remaining in the game. Still, it was a successful season for the ladies as Rowan made its 4th straight appearance in the NCAA Tournament and its 17th in program history. Juliana Giordano was named the 2025 NJAC Defensive Player of the Year and joined 7 other Profs who earned all-conference honors. Next up, we're highlighting the field hockey team and their non-stop NJAC dominance. Rowan faced Kane in the first round of the NJAC playoffs, beating them handily 5-1, earning themselves a spot in the NJAC championship versus TCNJ on November 8th. The game was sent into double overtime where the Profs held a dominating 24-5 advantage in penalty corners. On the 24th, Rowan broke through as Kaylee Wenzel scored in the 75th minute to give Rowan the 1-0 win. This is Rowan's 5th consecutive NJAC Field Hockey Championship. The Profs fell in their first NCAA regional game 3-2 against number 17 Lynchburg, but that doesn't snuff out the successful season they had. This was Rowan's 7th consecutive appearance in the NCAA Tournament under head coach Michelle Andre and 25th all-time. Tess Herman claimed NJAC Defensive Player of the Year award for the 2nd consecutive season while making program history as the first prof to earn the honor twice. She also made her 3rd consecutive All-NJAC first team appearance, becoming the first player to accomplish this since Christina Castignola in 2021. Sydney Kowalczyk earned Rookie of the Year and All-Conference First Team honors with her 39 points, the most tallied by a prof freshman since Bridget Boyle in 2016. The midfielder also led the conference in goals scored with 17 and recorded 5 multi-goal games, including 1 hat-trick, and had a team-high 5 game-winning goals. 4 other profs earned all-conference honors, rounding out the season for your 2025 profs.
Next up, Rowan's women's basketball had their home opener last Wednesday, November 12th. The Profs took on Delaware Valley for the 2nd game of the season, with the hopes of getting themselves back on track after a loss earlier in the week. Rowan outscored the Aggies 15-7 in the first, as Charlotte Carlisle led the scoring for the Profs with 4 in the quarter. But then it was all Natalia Barreria from there, putting up 8 points in the second and then tacking on 5 more in the third. But Delaware Valley wasn't going to go away that easily, trying to crawl back with some late fourth quarter threes off the hands of senior forward Alexis Wright. The Aggies outscored the Profs 16-10 in the quarter. However, this late push was just too little too late as the Profs defeated Delaware Valley 64-54. Freshman Natalia Barreria led the Profs with 17 points in the game, pushing the Profs to a 10-4 record all-time versus Delaware Valley. The team will now take on DeSales tonight with hopes of picking up another W.
And as for men's basketball, they're off to a rocky start with an 0-4 record. However, the last 3 games have been close as the Profs lost in OT to Mary Washington 94-87, lost by just 3 points against Drew 95-92, and fell to Johns Hopkins 79-73. Currently, Rowan is projected to finish 4th in the NJAC with 2 first-place votes. Now, as for my personal prediction, I think the Profs have the potential to go deep into the NJAC tournament and collect some major wins if and only if they work out the kinks. So let's take a look at these 3 players right here who've been putting up some impressive numbers. First, we have senior Bryson Williams. He has 19 three-pointers so far with a 48.7% three-point average. That is not a typo, folks. This guy is impressive. He has 22.5 points per game. Definitely an offensive threat you want to watch out for. Next up, sophomore Dan Mason. He has 26 rebounds. 24 of those are on the defensive end, 6.5 rebounds per game and 3 blocks. This guy's a great asset in helping turn defensive possessions into points. And then we take a look at senior Taz Canty. He has 17 assists, the highest on the team right now with 4.3 per game. Along with his 15.8 points per game, if he works together with Williams, I see no problem with them being a great offensive team for your 2025 Profs. Although it looks shaky now for Rowan right now, if they combine all their strengths, I see no issue with them being able to at least compete in the NJAC tournament and for an NCAA tournament bid. Now, what about the women's team, Joe?
Well, Brooke, after last week's exciting win, the Rowan's women's basketball has started their season 1-1, with hopes of making their first trip back to the NJAC championship since 2023. The Profs are projected to finish 3rd in the NJAC this year, right behind the powerhouses of TCNJ and Montclair, who combined for 9 of the 10 first-place votes in this year's coaches poll. That being said, I wouldn't count Rowan out just yet. With the veteran leadership of Charlotte Carlisle, who averaged 5.7 rebounds and 1.3 blocks per game last season, along with the explosive young talent around her, the Profs are ready to make a splash this season and take down the top dogs of the NJAC. The only thing that might hold Rowan back this season will be their scoring. The Profs have lost all of their top 3 scorers from last season, with the biggest hit coming with no more Kate Herlihy, who led the team in points per game, assists, and steals last season. Having said that, I think if Carlisle can take just one step forward in the scoring department, the Profs will be sitting high and mighty atop the NJAC at season's end. Carlisle is already a threat defensively. A scoring jump would only add to the two-way player she already is. I'll project the team to score over 1,700 points for the season, beating their total from last year.
Looking ahead for our other sports, the swim teams are competing at the Franklin and Marshall Invitational on Friday.
And both Matthew Conway and Gabriella Pagano are headed to the NCAA Cross Country Championships on Saturday in Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's all we have for today. I'm Joe Casano.
And I'm Brooke McGuigan. This has been Profs Huddle, and we'll see you next time for our final episode of the season.